question. Just a quick note for anybody who's watching. If you'd like to support our work and hear more about breaking legal news, the best way to do that is to subscribe to both of our channels. I'm going to put those links in the post description of this video. If you're not yet subscribed, it's 100% free to do so, but a great way to support us and independent media. So please go ahead and hit the subscribe buttons. So Glenn, even in the scenario where Ed Martin loses his law license because the DC Bar Council, follows their mandate and sees the abuse that's taking place at the hands of Ed Martin and this administration, and disbars him, what does that mean for somebody in the Trump administration now?
So important, was it, bitch?
It's not like they're there because they were qualified in the first place. It's not like they were there because of their sterling qualifications, because Pete Hegseth knows how to operate the Pentagon, or Sean Duffy has some experience, has some wealth of knowledge when it comes to transportation. They're there all solely because in this MAGA ecosystem, if you can show blind, slavish devotion to the guy at the top, then you've got your job. And in fact, they're mutually exclusive, competence and sycophancy, because the more competent you are, the less likely you're going to be to blindly just adhere to whatever Trump tells you to do. And so I'm wondering, in this MAGA universe, if you even think it's enough of a deterrent to take the law license away of somebody who is not there because he's proficient in law, but rather because he's willing to just follow blindly the edicts that Trump puts forward.
Brian, I wouldn't say it's enough of a penalty or a sanction or a consequence to lose your law license, but two things. First of all, it's still pretty darn serious. We are a tribe of lawyers, for better or worse. We come in all, flavors and sizes and ideologies. But, you get your undergraduate degree for 4 years. You then go to law school for 3 years. You then study for the bar. You take the bar. You pass the bar. You get sworn in. In theory, you begin to get trained up as a lawyer. There is a lot of time, effort, energy, money that goes into getting that law license. And I think I can speak for most attorneys. We kind of covet it. We hold fast to it. Sometimes we're even proud of it, depending on the work we're doing. So it really is a hit when somebody gets disbarred. That's in theory, at least 3 years of law school and a bar exam that is thrown out the window, and you can never take advantage of it. You can never use it to earn a living in the future. But here is the second thing, and this is probably potentially the larger hit that Ed Martin will take if he's disbarred. The rule of law is going to come back into the light of day, right? Right now, it's on life support, and Donald Trump is continuing in his efforts to completely undermine, if not outright kill, the rule of law altogether. But Donald Trump and his ilk will not be in power forever, and accountability has to come.
got the whole cavalry out tonight. Got 3 of them on me. The other one's behind this building right now. Oh, no, it's above it. There it is. I guess the flashy one's trying to hide behind the telephone pole. Now that one's going to start flashing too. Because it thinks it distracts from the other flashing. But it doesn't. There it is. Pigs think they scare me, but really all they're doing is pissing me off even more. I'm guaranteeing a fucking multi-million to billion-dollar lawsuit.